A blessing in disguise. As I strolled out of bed one winter morning, I noticed that I was not feeling well at all. I felt achy, tired, and felt like I hadn't slept in years. As I went to high school, I was getting worse and worse throughout the day. I started to get very nervous, so I told my father, who was the doctor, to take me to go maybe get some blood work and blood tests to figure out what was wrong. He took me to the hospital where he worked to get those blood tests, but something came back that he wasn't too fond of. When you get sick, your immune system gets really hurt, which means your white blood count raises, so your cells can fight off the infection. My blood test was showing that my white blood cells were raised and increasingly high. The problem was, because I was so achy and tired, we thought I had mono, but the mono test was coming back negative and showing nothing. That night I remember my father turning towards me, him sitting down on the couch and saying, "I would love to tell you all the things, all the options, but I would not like to tell you one thing, because when your white blood cells are raised, it could also mean something very bad if no other disease shows up." "Cancer?" I said. "Well, let's not jump to conclusions just yet." That night I remember going up to my room as if time had stopped. "Cancer?" I recalled in my head. I was too young to get cancer. I still had college to go to. I still had holidays to spend with my family. I still had time and memories to spend with my siblings, such as my sister. But as the next few days wore on, without knowing what I had, or maybe if I did have cancer, something changed inside of me for the better. I became more thankful and grateful for everything I had. When I walked outside, I noticed every little thing about the nature, such as a bird chirping or in a tree. And every stranger that I encountered, I learned to think that they had their own story too, and that I should give a helping hand any second I could. A few days later, we got a phone call in the morning. The doctor had called and said that my mono test came back positive this time, and that sometimes mono can appear to be hidden in blood tests. As you can imagine, I was elated with joy, and so thankful and so grateful that I did not have cancer. But from all this came an idea that I had. When I went to bed at night, sometimes I would think, who is there for those other children that really do have cancer and really do get those tests back that say that they do? Are they alone? Do they have family and friends to comfort them in their time of need? So I started to get an idea of how I could help those children. I started to think about my future profession and future goals, and I realized something, that I myself wanted to help those children. I could be there to help them and improve their life, and help maybe each one to stay alive. So even though I may have thought I had cancer, even though I didn't, it truly was a blessing in disguise, because I realized something. I realized what I wanted to be when I grow up, and how I wanted to change the world.